What's up, everyone? All right, just a quick video. I haven't done a video in a while. Just mental health reasons, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so I had a issue with my car. I did record some of the issue, but unfortunately, I turned my phone a certain way, and I would have had to just cut the video up and fix it, and I could have done that, but it was stupid. So, I just delayed the video. I may have it. I may still upload it, but after I fix it, if I didn't trash it all the way in my phone. But anyways, for about 3 weeks, I would step on the gas like in third gear, and I would get a little bit of a quick stutter, like real like a half a second, not even. And I didn't pay attention to what it was. I thought maybe it was just um, bad gas or something like that. Didn't really think anything of it. Drove all the way to Orlando. The six had no issues. Hour and 40 minutes there, hour and 40 minutes back. But for some reason, about 7 days ago, I went ahead and I drove. Was coming back from work, and I live probably a mile from work, half a mile from work, not about a mile. And I went ahead and floored it in second gear, and I got fuel, like I call it, like fuel cut. I got really bad fuel cut in second gear, horrible, like where it wouldn't go, power wouldn't, it was just, you'd floor it and be like, it would just be like that, like your motor was shot. Check engine light came on, which I was like, oh, okay, well, at least I know there's an issue. But what freaked me out was the check engine light started flashing, and then it went away. So I'm like, what the F was that? So I get home, I look on the access port. I don't even think it's not even in there anymore, the codes, but looked in the access port, and it was basically cylinder one misfire. And it gives you like 7 or 8 damn different reasons where it could be cylinder one, why it could be cylinder one misfire. It was telling you basically most common is spark plug wires, or I think it was like coil pack, fuel injector, intake uh, loose, intercooler, something to do with intercooler being loose, charge pipe loose. Then it gets into some scare shit, which is like if I like compression, which is the last one, which is the worst to me, because if it's compression, then there's something wrong with the motor and that cylinder. Then it was saying something. The ones I knew I didn't have a problem with was the if you had an aftermarket lightweight flywheel, aftermarket clutch, all this other crap, which I don't have. So I don't know what that would have to do with cylinder one. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know. You can explain to me if you know. Even if I upgraded a lightweight flywheel, I'm not sure what that would have to do with cylinder one misfiring. So it's odd that's what the access port told me the issues would be. So what I did was I knew I needed plugs. I just hit 50,000 miles. I know they supposedly go out at 60 is what I was told. Something told me, or I was hoping it was plugs. I had the plugs overnight it from AutoZone. I ordered them. They were supposed to come the next day. They did come the next day, but they came 6:30 at night. So what I did in the meantime was to narrow down. It wasn't the coil packs, or that plug going into that. I went ahead and I switched out the. It's hard to see. I apologize. I switched out the coil cylinder one to cylinder three. I believe this is cylinder three. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So cylinder three. The problem was still there. So it wasn't the wire. It wasn't the wiring, anything like that. Which I was kind of glad, because the wire, I mean, if it was that, it is what it is. Those are like $160 a piece. I was blown away by that. So I went ahead and I bought, my daughter threw away the box already, but I bought, I didn't buy the OEM plugs. I went ahead and bought, they were still NGKs, but they were the laser iridiums. I don't remember the exact part number. I mean, it was the same number on the spark plugs as the other one. It's just a better plug. I guess it fires better. So to get to what the issue was first, I was gonna tell you guys now. I was gonna do a detailed video on this of how to do it, but there's plenty of better videos out there. I gotta say about 5 things about this. If you do your plugs, you can do them. Do not pay the dealership $500 to do them. It is ridiculous that they charge that much. That is a absolute joke. Because even if you go get the OEM ones, they're like $20, $20, $25 or some shit like that. Maybe about 30. I don't know the exact price. But I paid, $78 for better ones. I think they were like $16 a piece or something like that. Then I had like shipping was free, but I got a little bit of a discount or something. So what you have to do, just in case you haven't looked up videos on it, and this is going to be like a 10-minute video, but I'll get to the issue in just a second, so you're going to want to hear it. I didn't do this side first. I heard this was the easier side, which in my opinion, it's not. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. So I did this side first. Now, me being a dumbass, I removed a lot of stuff that they tell you that you're supposed to remove. I didn't remove the charge pipe. I removed the intake box, the scoop or whatever you want to call it, the milk jug is what I call it. It's down there. All this comes out. So I had room here. I unbolted the ECU, which pretty much all the bolts are 10 millimeter. I just unbolted this, and it pops out on pegs. And you just got to be careful with the wires because they're tight. You just slide it back, and I basically put the bottom of the ECU on top of this. It just kind of sits there. So you have this little bit of room, okay? That was enough, more than enough room for me. You have one 10 millimeter bolt holding in the sensor, the coil pack, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact term. I'm just going to say the coil plug, whatever, I guess. You pop that out, and then you use a 14 millimeter deep socket, which that didn't work for me because it wasn't grabbing. You had to kind of like, if you get too much of a longer deep socket, I was hitting the frame of the car. I couldn't get in there. So I had my other half go, and she got me, what was it? Exact size is which is trying to find. It's a 9/16. So I had to go buy a 9/16. There we go. Spark plug socket. And I got the 9/16 actually the next day. Okay. So what happened was, I'm jumping around. So the first day, I got the spark plug out that was giving me the issues with the 14 millimeter, but it was a bitch because of what I had to do because I didn't have the exact tools. But I switched the plugs because the spark plugs didn't come in yet. They came in after I put everything together. It was getting darker. So I switched the plugs. It did the same thing again. Cylinder 1 misfire, even after I deleted the codes. So I went ahead. Next day, I didn't do it, but the third day I did it. I got off work at 3 o'clock, and I didn't get done until like 8. And it shouldn't take that long. It should really only take an hour. But I had to have her keep going back to the store because people at AutoZone are complete idiots. She told them I needed a 14 millimeter deep socket and a 9/16 spark plug socket, and they gave her a 9/16 socket, not a spark plug socket, and it's just they didn't have it, so she had to go to O'Reilly's. It was just an absolute nightmare. So, but I didn't remove the second time when I worked on it. I did not remove this. I just removed the ECU, put it up there, and I could reach those fine. You can do it. Yeah, I'm skinny. I'm 130 pounds, but if you can get in there. It's just loosen it up. Do it with your hand, which I have to tighten that one. I just noticed. Do it with your hand, and what was the other one? It can be done. This side, to me, was a little bit more trickier. The battery takes a few minutes to undo. You got to do this, this pops out, of course negative, then that pops out. You got the tray, and then you got room for it. You got more room here, but for some reason, my issue was I kept on hitting the frame. So I just used the spark plug socket. Okay, so I installed the new spark plugs. Thank God it was the spark plug. I'm going to show you the spark. I'm going to show you the spark plugs. Tell me if you guys think you know which one it is. The first one, second one, third, or fourth. I'm just going to, you can just look and tell, is this one. This was cylinder one that was giving me issues. Now, I don't know if it was, why it's that bad. Maybe there is something wrong with that cylinder. I don't know. Maybe it's just that plug was going bad and firing wrong, and it was getting more, collecting more fuel. I do know that it smelled very, very gassy. That plug was smelling gassy. When I would turn it on, you could smell gas coming from that plug. So maybe that plug just wasn't working right and sparking right, and it was open, or I don't know exactly the term, but it was collecting more fuel, and that's what was causing my issues, and that's why it smelled like fuel as it was idling. Now that I changed that plug, it doesn't smell like fuel at all. It's quiet from that side. The motor is actually quieter. It runs better. It idles better. I've done about 12 or 13 pulls with it over the last 2-3 days, and that check engine light didn't come back on, and that issue didn't come back on. So it was the plugs, or it was that plug. So that was it, just to tell you guys, you can do it. You can do the plugs. Just have somebody help you if you do run into that problem. Do it on a day you're going to be off work, or unless you have another spare car. Don't try and do it late at night like me. Or the reason I wanted to get it done by 8 o'clock is just because I couldn't wait. I mean, I had to work at 5 in the morning, even though I have another car. I just wanted to get it done. So, and I was almost done. I just was bolting stuff up. I already had the plugs in. I was just putting everything back. Even though there's not that many things you can remove, or you have to remove, at least what I did was I put the 10mm bolts back in here to keep it safe. All this crap, I kind of separated it. Just make a little video as you're taking stuff off. It sounds stupid, even though it's just a battery, and you got the 4 10mm bolts. And then even if you did take off the coils, unplug them all together, you got little clips that go around them that are a big pain in the ass. Just because they kept on popping out and falling on the damn pan down there. Just make a list on a piece of paper, or just record a video of, hey, I'm taking this out of here. It sounds dumb, but that way you know. If you're doing it by yourself, you don't have help, that way you know what you're doing when you put everything back. So, but the car does run good. If something changes with it, I'm going to do another video. Actually, my daughter helped me change the oil last night, so we changed the oil on it. I'm going to go today and get a new air filter. Or I may just oil like a better drop-in, like a Blitz air filter online. I'm not really sure what that'll do. I could probably just start reusing that one. Because the ones I'm buying from AutoZone and stuff like that, those really shitty paper ones, that basically the OEM ones, even the Subaru one, I don't know, man. Even within like a year, they're just starting to fall apart. So I thought about looking at that red drop-in Blitz air filter for $50 and see if that really does anything. Just if it'll last better, you know, just work better. And then I got to get a cabin filter. Other than that, I said the video was 10 minutes. It was 13 minutes and 40 something seconds. I apologize. I just wanted to show you guys it was the plug. And then the people that like collectibles, I have a video coming later, sometime today, of a new collectible. That's about it. Peace.